For 4 years in the 1980s, I raced Enduro stock cars. I don't have many pictures from my racing days. I never really thought of taking them at the time. Fortunately, friends that came to watch brought their camera and took pictures at times, so I do have a few. But I don't have any when I first bought the 1970 Cougar from a neighbor for $600. He sold it to me especially for racing in enduro races. So I looked on Google and I found this picture of how the car, this one's a bit shinier, but it's basically how the car looked. It didn't have any dents or anything. This is how it looked after I turned it into an enduro car and threw a few coats of white trim clad on it and some numbers. As you can see, enduro cars get pretty bashed up. You'd never even recognize it as a 1970 Cougar. There were a lot of people who were mad, you know, or I don't know, not furious mad, but they gave me a rough time, asking me how I could do that to a classic muscle car. This is the time when I really wish I had more pictures. Back in those days, you could get Auto Trader magazine in the convenience stores. That's where I put this ad, and that's the only picture I have of the car after my last race. My last race was at Varney Speedway. At Varney Speedway, they raced in the rain. Most of the time I raced at Sunset Speedway. Sunset Speedway, they didn't race in the rain. So all us drivers from Sunset that went up to Varney didn't have windshield wipers. And it was pouring rain, and we raced. I couldn't see out the windshield. None of us from Sunset could see out the windshield. I used to have to look out the side window to see when the corner was approaching. And then one time in the corner, I couldn't, I don't know who I hit. I smashed into somebody, and I continued on. But going down the straightaway, my wheels were, the tie rod was broken, and my wheels were facing one left and one right. So I was pulling off the track, and one of the fastest cars on the track, who was also from Sunset and also couldn't see, right in the middle of the straightaway as I was pulling off the track, smashed into the back of the car. I sold it, somebody bought it for parts, another enduro racer, and the trailer. Plus, it had a 351 Windsor engine in there, which was a classic engine. I destroyed 3 cars in 4 years, and I needed back surgery. It was such a mess in my back, the surgeon said no more racing, so I gave it up. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Thanks.